Should you be opening 10x leverage loans at this stage and jumping in crypto all in? Or should you be smarter and wait for the common, maybe a correction in the marketplace? Should you even short to get a bit more liquidity so you can buy the dip with the bigger amounts of money out there? Today we're exactly responding to this question, and I will also share a very important thing out there. I do believe that everything that they're trying to focus your attention on in the whole this crypto space is wrong in the first place. I do believe it's a psyop, and I do believe you have to be looking at some other things to really understand what is happening, to position yourself properly and to capitalize. I was telling meme coins are going to pump first. They were pumping. I was telling Ethereum is bullish, Ethereum pumped. I was telling BTC is not going to do quite well moving further in comparison to the returns. This is something we're seeing already. Let me tell you what I think shall be happening next. The core of the illusion that is present on the marketplace is tightly signed up in this picture. You can see the girl at the left with Ethereum at $2,000 and the girl at the right with Bitcoin being at $100,000 per coin. You think about that. If you would essentially ask your own feelings, if you would talk to people that you have around you and ask a question, is it comfortable for me to buy Bitcoin? Is it convenient for me to buy Bitcoin at this stage? There are so many people just buying more and more Bitcoin, and they have this mindset that like, I'm not going to sell, I'm just acquiring the asset, is the best asset out there. The question you should ask, where you have been when Bitcoin was at $15,000? Was this the asset that was not that great? Was it any type of different asset at this stage, right? Obviously, you might say, yeah, maybe it was because we have Bitcoin ETF and things like that present. Still, right? Why these people who are so comfortable talking about how great Bitcoin is are talking about it at this stage? Why each and every person on the conference in Dubai actually was sharing that just Bitcoin, I'm only buying Bitcoin, everyone was just talking about Bitcoin, altcoins are dead, Ethereum is dead, market is bearish. Market is not bearish, altcoins and Ethereum are dead. So maybe there is something wrong with the Bitcoin logic out there. I do believe what is happening currently is that we are actually very close, if not at the Bitcoin dominance top at this stage, which means historically the worst action you might actually be undertaking in this current market is to be buying Bitcoin or holding overly sized Bitcoin positions out there. For the last several months, I was screaming about Ethereum. I was talking about Ethereum all the time. I do believe you should have swapped vast majority if you're on the more degen side, but a good majority of your Bitcoin into Ethereum. It's literally free money out there. Ethereum Bitcoin is at the bottom, the chart. It could not be safer. And all these people in this space, they're essentially trying to support this wrong opinion from my point of view, that also that meme coins are dead. Yes, they told you. Meme coins are the ones, and I've been telling it for several months as well. In each and every reversal, meme coins are the ones to pump the most. Why? Because they don't have underlying utility. People are very quick to dump them in the first place. Many of them, they have screwed up ratio between liquidity and the market cap out there, which essentially leads to the fact that just a small part of sell liquidity pushes the market cap of the whole thing down, which essentially causes the cascade of sales right after. The same thing actually helps them to pump the first as well, because they don't need a lot of liquidity to actually pump. There are a bunch of alts on the marketplace. They have different amount of ratio between liquidity and market cap, which means that they need way more liquidity in order to actually pump, in order to actually increase the market cap in comparison to the meme coins that are present on the marketplace. That's why they are leading. But what I actually told you yesterday as well is that the market is effective at this stage. If something is pumping, if something is moving higher, like no one is going to buy it infinitely, no one is going to hold it. We do not have a lot of retail market participants at this stage. We have people with experience at this stage, PvPing each other still. And once something is pumping, they will be selling, they will be taking profits, and they will be repositioning in something that did not pump yet. Right now, I will tell you how to actually determine the asset that did not pump yet. On the chart specifically with examples, you would understand heavily and right away what are the assets you can still be positioned into and what risks they undertake at this stage as well. Because if something did not pump at this stage, there's definitely a certain risk connected with this asset, because there are reasons why it didn't pump at this stage. Maybe there's just no demand on the marketplace. My take is that if you're saying that there is no demand for certain assets on the marketplace, you're saying that essentially you want to bet against human greed, my advice would be not to bet against human greed ever. Beautiful chart of Ethereum at this stage. We're seeing slight correction with people that essentially jumped on leverage getting wrecked at this stage. Take I want to share is that most assets, what they're essentially doing currently at this stage, they are reaching the levels that they were at the end of January, start of February. This is essentially where most of them are trying to reach out there. So if you see the assets, or if you're thinking about longing the asset that already is at these levels, I would advise to be cautious, and I would advise to really look for a great entry point. I'm not a professional trader, so I won't be able to suggest a lot here. Just enter with low leverage and increase it over time once the position is essentially growing from there. These levels might be a nice entry, although I do believe we might spend some time in terms of sideways consolidation, right? We can look at something like Solana at this stage as well, right? And it's also kind of like at these levels already. So it's like approaching this core resistance out there. Some people like Capo at this stage, what they're saying is that we're actually going lower from here and actually printing new lows on the chart of most alts and most projects out there. I won't support this opinion currently. I was consistently bullish on the assets till the middle of summer, till everyone essentially started to talk about the same thing. Unfortunately, I don't have enough reach, so people just watch me and copy right after. There's definitely a presence of weaker assets on this marketplace, right? And if we would see something like Mavia, for example, we would check the levels of January and kickoff of February, and we would see that these levels, they're somewhere around this stage, right? So for the assets like Mavia, for example, the move that is still required is 107% out there. Is Mavi alone out there? No, a lot of Sol meme coins actually lagging. It's very interesting that in the current pump up of the market, a lot of Ethereum memes, they're leading in the first place, and a lot of Sol stuff actually is lagging. And you might say, yeah, like it's not a huge move out there. Well, this is a move of 40% for this asset. Only if it will be essentially reaching the levels that most of the assets out there in the marketplace reach. The Farcoin was essentially the first to reach. But what happened with Farcoin right after? I just want to save you from the mistakes that people with Farcoin essentially did. What they did, they have seen Farcoin very bullish, they jumped into it, and they missed the whole pump. There is a cohort of people, unfortunately less experienced people on this marketplace, that bought into the noise that was sold to them by the favorite influencers. They bought Farcoin at the top. Again, market is effective currently, and more experienced players, they just take profits if they do understand that the stuff that they're buying has limited upside, especially in comparison to most of the stuff on the market that is not breaking out at this stage. So Mavia and Fork, just some examples. I can show you Blast as well. And this is actually something I would want to give several words on, because I just got some interesting opinion on this one. I just got some interesting updates recently. So if you would check out Blast, right, it was a weaker asset previously, and it might essentially be a weaker asset at this stage, but it has 70% move also to make till the levels where Ethereum is already at, Bread is already at, and things like that. In terms of Blast, I recently heard that Pacman, the founder of Blast, decided to leave X and not share any updates because he pretty much just said that it does not coincide with the message of Blast. It does not help their mission because they're essentially building and stuff. And for vast majority of market participants who pretty much just got used to scammy type of founders like pump and dumpers who just want to not even build shit, but just like pump and dump and do nothing like right after, it's awful type of behavior in the first place. Like it's very bearish, the founder is not talking on X, like probably things are very badly set up and things like that. But you're forgetting one thing. You're forgetting that I run an international custom software development company with over 100 employees that's been on the market for 6 years. We build over 100 different software products for our clients. And in situation that Pacman is currently in, with the Blast and the whole thing, it's pretty much either do or die, right? They will either be able to develop a proper product, or they will just die out and like helping with talking to some communities and spending time on these people at this stage probably won't do a lot. Probably won't essentially help to push the whole mission into reality out there, 100%. So from tech founder point of view, it's actually quite bullish, because if you would ask any type of successful tech founder, they never fucking spend money on marketing. Like these are your pump and dumpers. These are people that are developing worthless shit. They know that it is worthless They know it costs nothing. It has overvalued valuation out there, and they just need to constantly pump some marketing material out there. Each and every successful tech founder would tell you that make the product good, and if the product good, it will just market itself. I do believe that this is the strategy that might be undertaken with Blast, right? And then we're coming to the Indian Blast, which is the biggest meme coin on Blast. I just wanted to share several thoughts on this one as well. It's up 22%. I do believe that mainly probably happened because of the pumpage of Ethereum. Probably some people essentially bought into this thing as well. So the bet you're essentially undertaking with this thing is similar bet that Pac-Man is making. He's out to build stuff. Last stuff, like previous stuff that he was building, it was not accepted nicely by the market. And it's essentially a bet on whether or not Pac-Man would be able to come out with something nice out there. So it does not have like a concrete time frames out there. It does not have a concrete thesis even at this stage, I would say. Yeah, it's like insane, just an insane bet out there. But at the same time, something I wanted to add is that we have a range of assets on this marketplace, a range of good older assets. Most of them are increasing heavily in the market cap at this stage, right? And unfortunately, the same way as it happened previously, as I understand at this stage, when most of this good stuff is already going to be overvalued and effective market participants are going to see that there is very limited upside in this type of place, they will be looking into something like this. Nothing has the lore like Indian Blast. It's an OG, very high quality meme coin out there. It's still a very, very interesting bet because how many founders actually have doing something like this? Very interesting thing out there. So this is just the thought process I wanted to clarify. I wanted to clarify just something I wanted to share. And something to support this claim about scammy pump and dump founders, which pretty much like the main goal of their work is just pump the token in the good conditions of the market, which probably, to be honest, something as an investor you truly want in the first place, because it's quite stressful to be an investor in something like Blast, for example, because you don't have like any expectations and things. It's pretty much like do or die. It's either zero or hero. You're about to see some mega announcements from projects across the board. Many projects have been building but have been holding their ammo for better conditions. Those conditions are here. Keep a close eye. This is a situation that is happening most of the times. Each and every alt season has a bunch of projects with a bunch of announcements. By the end of all this euphoria and crazy run, we will have people announcing like new websites and the coin will be just pumping because everyone will be rich and everyone will be making a shit ton of money out there. Ethereum back in 2000 from 1.5k is like when Bitcoin got back to $20,000 after being at 15k. Study what followed. So here essentially TradingX is comparing the current price performance of Ethereum to Bitcoin going from 15 to 20k. We know what happened after it 5x'd, right? I do believe we shall be seeing 10k Ethereum, to be honest. I do believe we shall be seeing that. Social awareness of crypto is at bear market levels while this is happening. Cash balances at record highs. Super cycle. Again, coming back to the main thing that I essentially want to share, the main take I want you to get from this video. Don't be distracted. Thing on the right is distraction. Look at the face of her. She wants to take advantage of you. There is enormous amount of liquidity that needs to be put into BTC in order to push it currently from 100k to 200k to get a 2x. Look into this girl. This is your friend. You have to buy this girl. You have to buy everything that she has. Everything she has in her purse, in her fucking apartment, each and every altcoin that's in her ecosystem. If you want to get additional liquidity, you're buying meme coins that she has, right? In the first place. Some other girls like Solana, they will catch up as well. This one, she's not your friend at this stage. She was a friend of some people out there. Right now, she won't be your friend. And as mentioned yesterday in the video as well, once meme coins will pump, once their valuations will reach the levels that does not possess a lot of upside at this stage, something that happened to Farcoin as it was the first, there will be time for BTC dominance drop. There will be time for altcoins. And as I mentioned, and as I'm saying for several months, during the BTC dominance drop back in end of November and December, meme coins were fucking dead. They were not doing anything. And they won't be doing anything through this time as well. When we would be seeing true drops of BTC dominance, leading projects will be altcoins out there. This is where I think you should be allocating, and she should be a friend with those altcoins. This is not your friend. This is a distraction. And they create this distraction for you. They purposefully create this distraction. So you will buy into the bags. What is the reason, you might ask? So you would buy into the bags. They will sell into the volume on you, and they will actually buy this girl. They will buy all her friends. They will buy all the shit that she actually has. Thank you very much for watching this one. Stay healthy and rich. I shall be seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.